Well, hey Marnie, welcome to our Lunch
How,
and Learn. You're
how are
muted, just
you?
FYI. Well, I guess you're not now, so you're good. Okay.
Okay.
How are you, my dear?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm
I'm
actually
doing
sitting outside. I have a 1 o'clock appointment for a DEXA scan. I've never had one before. And I made the
for what?
appointment like 3 months ago. A DEXA
Okay.
scan, it's a bone density. So
Okay.
I am sitting outside of their offices so I could join you before I have to go in.
Oh,
And
gotcha,
I was
gotcha,
so
gotcha.
bummed the other night, Tuesday night. I don't know what I did wrong. I couldn't get on the Zoom. Was it because I was late? I got the
I don't
live.
know. You should have been able to get on.
Okay, I don't know what I did wrong because went to your thing, and I guess maybe I didn't go further down and get the Zoom address or Zoom number or something. Anyway, I ended up getting onto your live.
Okay. Perfect.
So
Yeah, and then we use the same, we
yeah.
use Amy's same Zoom ID every week. Um, so
Okay.
I'll
All right.
resend it to you. So, well, it is
I'll
actually
write
2 hours.
that down then. Okay.
Since 32 after, and I know you have an appointment to get to, and I have an appointment at 1 too. So we're gonna head and dive in for today. So again, welcome
Okay.
for being on here. And if you guys are watching the replay, if you're a person watching the replay, I'm grateful that you are watching the replay too, as well as Marnie's hopping on here live. Because you're investing in yourself, investing in your business, and working. And it's just like you're giving yourself a dose, an extra shot of dose of energy, enthusiasm into your business as well. I know yesterday, I had the opportunity for some training with soon to be 3-time $1 million director Angel Fry. And oh my gosh, like she just re-energized, you know
Yeah.
me, like got it in. And I apologize. I had to take a shower early. My hair is like kind of like funky and such. As I feel like I have the shower head. But I'm just excited to be here today. Today, what we're gonna be talking about is taking your business to the next level. So team building, okay, is what we'll be focusing on today. And aerodynamically, the bumblebee shouldn't fly, but the bumblebee doesn't know it and it still flies anyway. And so, my friend, we're gonna dive in deeper for recruiting. So, one of the reasons why we want to recruit is because Mary Kay Ash herself asked us to. Okay, and she said, when people ask, how can we repay you, Mary Kay, for providing us with this great opportunity? She said, just pass it on. And so that's what we're going to really dive into today. You can make great money selling the product, but you can even make greater money through team building and moving up that career path. And the money you can make through team building and moving up in the leadership positions allows you the opportunity where it can replace your income. If you work another job, things of that sort. So I want to cast the vision for you. I want you to see an abundant future. Consider the possibilities where you could be the next few months if you choose. Okay. Mary Kay Ash always said, don't take a month to do what you could do. Don't take a month to be what did be done in the day. Now, granted, if you want to move into directorship and go into DIQ before the end of the month, which is in 16 days, you can totally do that. You don't have to have a full month. You don't have to have long periods. You can do massive activity and a short amount of time too. Okay. So when it comes to team building, I want you to increase your average. Okay. And the way we're going to increase our average is when we're team building is we're making about them versus you. Okay. Because it's easier for you also to recruit closer to the product. When she's sitting down trying the products or watching you a virtual event, you're gonna be easier to recruit her versus like just calling her out of the blue and you haven't had her fall in love with the product and things of that sort, saying, hey, join my team. You can have the exception of the rule, but we're not going to build our business on the exception. Okay. Another way you can increase your average is by learning exactly how to do an interview, a career chat, by listening to your director. Okay. And take lots of notes and also get to know the marketing plan. And so I want to talk about a layering chart. Have you seen a layering chart before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I'd love to
Um,
see it again.
Yay. Okay. Well, here, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna try something. Okay. So here's this. This is like a little layering chart here. So, I apologize, it's small here, but basically, so it's just breaking down different ways that you can share the opportunity. So for me, and for an example, I was using the Mary Kay product. Okay. I started using the product at a young age as a teenager. Please note, when I was shared the opportunity, I had just turned 18 2 weeks prior. Okay. So can't keep that in the mind. I really technically was never a hostess. I did have, like, when I was like 13 or whatever, I had my girlfriends come over and we had played makeup with my cousin, but we didn't really have, quote, I wasn't really a real hostess, if you want to use that. So I really had one layer. Another one is a preferred hostess, so they have parties multiple times for you, a recruiting packet, so some just information, paper sharing information. The next one over is like choices or like a marketing video. And then to a guest event. Okay. So I did go to a guest event where they were launching all the new products, which was super cool. So really before I joined Mary Kay, I had 2 layers. Okay. I'm the exception of the rule. Okay. For somebody to join 18 and still be doing 20 years later is an exception to the rule. Okay. You don't want to build your business on exceptions. Okay. Now, Marnie, we're going to use you as an example because I want to kind of learn before you joined Mary Kay, were you on the product?
Yes, I had been back in the 80s, early 80s,
Okay.
and I joined in the when did I join? I joined early. I tried it early in the 80s, and then I joined in the late 90s.
Okay.
Maybe
Just out of
even
curiosity,
2000.
did you try it before 85?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
and
Yeah. Sorry. Just kind of.
and it was really weird stuff.
Okay.
It was
Okay. All right.
when you had to mix it and stuff. So it was
Okay. So you
different.
tried the product. So you were using the products. Okay. Before you joined, were you a hostess?
Yes.
Okay. So you got 2 layers. Okay. Were you preferred hostess? Did you hold multiple parties with your beauty consultant?
No.
Okay. Did you get like a recruiting packet or watch a video or listen to a tape?
No.
Okay. Did you go to a guest event?
No.
Okay. And then did you do like an interview, a career chat with your director or your recruiter?
No.
So you pretty much just tried the product, held a party, and had so much fun and you joined.
Right. Well, kind of. My daughters, one of them was getting married, and the other one had moved to Kentucky, and we were living in Alaska. And she said, "Hey, Mom, if we all join, we could like have a group together, the 3 of us, and it would be a reason to have a tax write-off." So that's why we did it.
All right, sweet. Okay. Okay. So please know, if you're watching the replay, Marnie and I are the exception to the rule. Okay. Typically, when I know Linda Chapin has done this activity, she surveyed the room with several hundred people in the room or a couple hundred people in the room. The average layer is about 4 to 5 layers before somebody signs up. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I've had consultants in my units who they need like 7, 8, 15 layers over a couple years. Okay. But the same point, you can also have quick layers. So I know like one of my consultants, Lauren, she held a party for me. And so she was a hostess. She got on the product and we did a career chat. She watched a video. She came to an event all within like a week. Okay. So she had like 4 or 5 layers within a week. So you can make like, you can crunch things together. But what I like about this layering chart here is it's also a booking tool. Like, who do I call a book? I don't know who to book. I need to do faceless. Who do I book? Let's look at our layering chart. Who do you need to get back in front of? Who could you book to be your hostess? Who can you do a career chat with your director? Like, you haven't filled in the spot or it's been forever. Because life changes every 3 to 6 months. I mean, like my life is totally different than it was a month ago, right? But also, or who can you book for the next event that your director is having? How can you get back in front of your customers? Okay. All right. So next I want to share, talk about is the recruiting formula that we love to use. You want to talk to the many to find the few. Angel was talking yesterday. We need to talk to 30 people. Okay. As 30 people, we can share the opportunity with them. 15 of them are probably going to say yes. Yes, you can share the opportunity with me. And then 5 are typically going to join your team. Okay. So talk to the many to find the few. Okay. And if they tell you no, no means next, on to the next person. And it's just not right now for them. Okay. But take notes and make a little note like, hey, Marnie can't join right now because she's going to Alaska for a family trip or whatever. Okay. And she needs all her money to go towards that. And she just really can't add this or whatever her excuse may be. Okay. Then I know like, hey, but she was really on the fence when they talking about it. I could follow up with her when she gets back. Okay. Or somebody's like, hey, I'm traveling all summer. This might be something really fun to do in the fall, and you can't overcome the objections of them saying now, not delaying their success. Make a note, okay? Of why they would want to join, what's holding them back, things of that sort. Okay, you must have faith in the process. Okay, and so I want you to pretend that I am holding up a deck of cards. Okay, so would you pretend I'm holding up a deck of cards? And all the face cards, like your queens, kings, and jacks, queens, and kings, those are your yeses that you're gonna have. Those are gonna be your new recruits. If I would shuffle up that deck of cards, okay, and all your numbers are gonna be no's. So like your twos, I guess it's 10, right? There'll be no. If I shuffle it up, you may get a whole bunch of no's in a row. You may get some no's and some yeses. You might get a whole bunch of yeses in a row, but that's just how this opportunity is finding out who's your yes and who's gonna be your no. And like I had a facial, sorry, I got a hair here. I had a facial right before I hopped on here. And so I shared the opportunity with her and I said, hey, I know this may or may not be for you, but I would love to get your information, share it with this so you make the best educated decision for yourself. Okay. And planting seeds for them. Don't doubt or question it. Typically 1 out of 5 people will sign up. Okay. And sometimes it is when you talk to the 1 out of 5, sometimes you gotta talk to 15 people. It's that 13th, 14th, and 15th person who signs up. Versus, your very first person you talk to. Okay. So who do you want to recruit? You want to look for emotionally centered women. No matter whatever life is happening around them, they work anyway, kind of like a milk the cows mentality, like Linda Tubman says, were you in the mood or not? This cow still had to be milked, whether Kurt's in the mood or not, he still has to feed the cattle. I can count on one hand, maybe 2 hands, and the 13 years, 14 or 15 years we've been now together, that he hasn't fed the cattle because he's not in the mood. I mean, granted, place there's times like where he set up for his mom and dad to do the feed so we can go do something. But like legit for him to be sick or something of that sort, he has to do it no matter what. Otherwise, the cows don't eat and they don't gain weight, and then they're not going to the market all the time and things of that sort. Okay. When you find women who are not emotionally centered and they're going to demand a lot of your time, and you're going to see little or no return on your efforts. Okay. So you want to find women who are emotionally centered. Okay. Look for women who are already successful at something. You want women who can bring something to the table. Okay. And so there are hundreds of thousands of women who've been running offices, civic groups, church groups, being great moms and homemakers. It's great that Mary Kay can help other women. Okay. So to hear my heart on that, but don't look for women who are needy. Look for women who are givers. The other thing I want you is very important, like underline, is don't prejudge. Don't prejudge. I've had doctors, lawyers, women who are making six figures, join our team, not for the money, but for other reasons. Maybe girlfriend time, tax benefits, just to have girl time, just kind of get out of the house, things of that sort. And then again, just don't prejudge. Okay. And don't let, or even the fact that you be like, well, she's not gonna have money to join. She'll find a way, make a way. I've had a lot of people who quote don't have money, but they'll find a way, make a way, and they're very successful with their business. Again, our job is just to share the facts. It's her job to make the decision whether she wants to give it a try. Okay. So write down on your piece of paper right now, 5 people that come to mind of who you would love to work with. 5 people like come to mind, like you want like, oh my gosh, I would love to work with her. She would be so much fun. Okay. Now, Marnie and I actually met last year when we were flying to Dallas. Okay. And we had a great flight. It was a direct flight there. But let's just say hypothetically, Marnie and I, we stayed at the Omni. It was all great. But like you had to room with your new team members. Okay. Would you want to room with them? Okay. If you don't want to room with them, then you probably don't want to recruit them. Okay. If they do some shady things or, not saying they stink or anything like that. So I'm not going to go there, but you know what I mean? Like, who would you, like, if you were planning a girls trip, who would you want to work with? Who would you want to have fun with? Okay. Things of that sort. Okay. All right. Next, let's talk about the Mary Kay's 4-point recruiting plan. Okay. As you're providing excellent customer service and developing lasting relationships with your customers, they'll naturally be curious of what you do. Don't be afraid, my friends, to offer this opportunity. Okay. Remember, it's a beautiful gift and it should be treated accordingly. Appointments are a great place to find prospective team members, and you're working and growing your business. The 4-point recruiting plan, who developed by Mary Kay Ash herself, will be an important tool to use. So the first point on the 4-point recruiting plan is ask your hostess. Okay. So before your party starts, ask your hostess, who's coming today who might be interested in doing what I do? Okay. And you say, oh, what about you? Okay. And just make it like natural. It doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, like a super big deal. Just make it all natural. Okay. Number 2 is share your iStory. Present your heartfelt iStory. Be sure to include why you began your Mary Kay business and what it means to you. Okay. So the way she can also kind of find and relate. And so, but also tell them why you are what you're doing with your Mary Kay business and how they can support you. So for example, my iStory, a short version of it is, I was a busy senior in high school and I was looking for a way to make extra money for college, but had literally no time at all. And so my aunt asked me to be a face model for her for one of her Mary Kay training events. So I went with her one night. I had to reschedule 3 times because my schedule was crazy busy. And I had a total blast. My skin felt amazing. And I seen all these women from all walks of life just working Mary Kay business, just a few hours a week, earning a couple of $100 extra bucks a week, earning free cars, earning diamonds. Had great flexibility. Got practice. A really nice discount. I'll be honest, I was jealous about the discount. And I was trying to figure out, how I was going to pay for college because I literally had no time to get a job. And they turned to me and said, hey, Monica, why don't you sell Mary Kay? And I was like, oh, I love to, but I literally don't have any time. And they shared with me that you can weave this business in around whatever you have going on in your life. And that's literally now what I've done, Marnie, for the last 20 years. Is just weave Mary Kay in around. I was able to graduate college debt free, thanks to my Mary Kay business. But now fast forward, 20 years later, I have 3 kids. And one of my kids has special needs that requires a ton of my time. And my husband's a busy farmer. And what I am thankful with my Mary Kay business is I have the flexibility, but I can also financially support my family and come up with extra money to help us as we rebuild our barn and they've lost in a fire. Okay. Or you could tell them like, hey, you know what? What I'm really excited about is my extra money from my profits this week or this month or whatever your goal is. It's going towards 4-H camp or going to a family vacation or helping us remodel our house or tie them in with your goal. Okay. People want to help others towards their goal. Okay. When they know like, oh my gosh, hey, I am helping, Monica rebuild her barn, or I'm helping Marnie take a trip to Alaska, or hey, I'm helping buy diapers for Susie's baby that she has, whatever it is, they're gonna feel more connected. They're gonna be able to relate to you. Okay. Number 3 is choose someone at your party. Okay. Select at least one person at every party and offer her the Mary Kay opportunity. If she's not ready to make a decision today, send her home with more information and a time to follow up. And then number 4 is the hostess will know her guests the best. Offer her a special gift for any person she suggests to you that joins your team. Okay. All right. Now, when I'm at my parties, I love to share the marketing. Now, if you're in person, it's a lot easier to do. I don't want to say it's a lot easier. There's a funner way you can do it. Let me rephrase that. There's a funner way you can do that. So you can play what we call a purse game. Okay. Where you have to grab the purse and they can find something. Or I've done it too, where I just had them find, we're going to play I Spy. Okay. And find something in this room that begins with this letter. Okay. When it's virtually, because of the delay and things of that sort, I just find it a little bit harder, but I still share the information. It's harder for me to turn it into a game without waiting for the responses and things of that sort. Okay. So I'm going to give you 2 different ways that you can share it at your party. They're both the same, pretty much the same thing, but I'll let you choose which one excites you. First one is Miss W Cab. Okay, Miss W Cab. So it's basically the Miss W Cab stands for different things. Okay, so it's just kind of ways as a tool to talk about. So M is for money. We earn a 50% of everything you sell. R is for recognition. You get recognized for everything you do. You get to win prizes, vacations, diamonds, and more. And you can tell them all about the prizes that you're working to earn or what prizes you have earned. S is for the self-confidence, being enriched and empowered by the positive environment around you. W is for watch what I do and see if this is something that you'd want to do. I'm actually building one of the top teams in the nation, or I'm building my card team. And I'm looking for women who want to win, women who are champions or want to be champions, women who want to make a difference in their community, women who, want to make extra money. I kind of pull out some things that I'm looking for. And so just sit back, relax, watch what I'm doing, see if this is something that you'd want to do. C is for cars. You can earn use of a free car. Sorry, I got something like in my throat and it's like, I don't know. But anyhow, I'm going to power through this. Okay. A is for advancement. So the sky's the limit with the Mary Kay. Promote yourself at your own pace. And B is be your own boss. Make your own schedule, make your own goals. And I also love that it's about the beliefs, putting God first, family second, career third, and work by the golden rule. And then I find out what excites them the most. Is it the money? Is the recognition? Okay. Another acronym that you could use if you don't want to use Mrs. Cab is PINK. Okay. So P could stand for prizes and products. So I love our amazing products that we have that are, one of the top skincare brands in the world. And we get to earn wonderful prizes in Mary Kay, from the cars, the diamonds, designer handbags, vacations, and more. I represent the income, unlimited earning potential that you have in Mary Kay. N, it is you have nothing to lose, everything to gain. There's no territories within the US. There's no boss. You're in this business for yourself, but not by yourself. And K is keeping God first, family second, career third, and also the kit. You can join Mary Kay for $30, or you can join for $130, which is a steal. Okay. Now, a little side note why I'm bringing up about the kit. So you can have, what I have found in my personal experience is, the $30 is an awesome option. Okay. It costs us more than $30 to go through the drive-through, right? One second. Let me try to get another drink here, Marnie. I'm sorry.
No problem. It lets me catch up.
Okay, let's try this again. Okay. So the $30 option, and we please note, it does not make us a difference whether they join for the $30 or the 130. Okay. You're not making commission off of the kit that they get when they join. But when they join for $30, they really have nothing to really work with. I mean, they have a website and have the credit card processing, but they really have nothing to work with. What I have found, my consultants who start with a 130 option are set up for more success, greater success than those who are joining for the 30, in my personal experience. Now, somebody else may tell you differently, but that's what I'm just personally finding. When you have consultants join for the 130, you're seeing that they're a little bit more invested into their business, but they're also getting over $400 worth of product and business tools. So they'll have products to be able to use at their appointments. Whereas a $30 deal, they're not having, unless they already have products themselves, they don't have anything products to show at their appointments. And things of that sort. Okay. Again, doesn't make us a difference, but I just tell them, I said, the more popular one is the 130 and setting you up for greater success, and you're going to slam and get a deal. They can do a $45 add-on for the samples, but the only time they can do the $45 sample add-on is when they order their kit. They can't go back into that later. Okay. So how do you ask? How do you ask to do a one-on-one? Okay. So if you are doing like the individual consultation at your party, where you meet with her one-on-one, look at her and, say, hey, have you ever considered doing something like Mary Kay? And whether she says like yes or no, or sure, whatever. See, I'd love to just share with you a little bit more about the opportunity so you can see how it can fit into your life. Do you have a few moments I could chat with you, or can I set up a time later tonight or tomorrow with you? Okay. And set up a specific time, whether you're going to do phone call, Zoom, meet for coffee, whatever it may be. Or set up a time with your director. Okay. If she says no, okay, let me say, thank you for being honest. And I'd love for you to be a talent scout. Okay. She's like, no, I definitely don't want to give you my opinion, things of that sort. Thank you for being honest. I would love for you to be a talent scout and help for me and help me keep your eyes and ears open for women who are looking for more extra money, girlfriend, supportive, positive community to do life with and become a better version of themselves. Okay. Now, another way, if you become chicken and you didn't ask anyone at your party, if they've ever thought about doing something like this, you can send them a script like this the next day. Okay. And basically it's just saying, hey, one last thing after you're following up after the party. It's my policy that every one of my customers know how she can join my team. Should you ever want extra money, choices, connections, fun, or a discount? So I'm following through on that today. There are a couple key points to know. Number one, is $30 to get started. Number two, consultants make a 50% profit on everything we sell and get a 50% on our own products and gifts. And number three is you only need to place one order of $225 to stay a consultant. To round this out, send me emoji. So you can do a green heart saying yes, let's do it. A yellow heart if you want more information or chat later, and a broken heart emoji with crying face emojis if you're a no. And it's all good. I promise there's no hard feelings. Okay. So with this, I want to kind of go into, okay, well, how to reach the opportunity one-on-one. Okay. And it's just you're just having coffee with you don't have to have coffee with a friend, but I mean, you can meet for coffee, but just you're just sitting down having a conversation. Okay. If you want to take notes, that's great. So you can help remember things of that sort. But what you want to do is there's kind of 4 points or 5 points. You're going to, one, find out about her, which will go more in depth. 2, tell her about you. Number 3 is follow up on the information she heard. Number 4 is ask for her decision. And number 5 is leave her with the next step, what she can do. Okay. So really when you're doing the career chat, the interview, it's more her talking than you talking. Okay. And you don't want to share, it doesn't need to be an hour-long conversation unless she's super duper interested. Okay. It just needs to be a fun, quick 5, 10, 15 minute conversation. It might be longer depending on her questions and things of that sort. But you really want to find out more about her. What does she like say, tell me about yourself. What do you enjoy most about what you do? What do you enjoy least? What brings you joy? And so like earlier today when I was talking to my customer and when I asked her this question, she said, what brings you joy? She said, my kids. I just saw her just have an extra like perk in her step, like where we were sitting, but like she just stood up a little straighter. She put a smile on her face. And I know that's gonna be her hot button of why she would want to have a Mary Kay business, is she'd be more home with her boys. Okay. You can ask her, tell me about a time you were most proud of. What did you love the most about that? Use your imagination for a minute. If time and money were no obstacle, what dream would you love to be living what dream would you like to make come true a year from now? Does she need extra money for like medical expenses or vacation? She'd love to go see her kids in Alaska, but she doesn't have the extra money for it. What you're doing is Linda Toupin taught me, and who's a national sales director emeritus, who's a multimillionaire. She's like, you're finding out about her, and you're finding all these pieces of the puzzle. You want to paint a movie in your mind of what her life looks like and how Mary Kay can find the blessing of it. Okay. How Mary Kay can bless her. Okay. So number 2 is you're going to tell her about you. Okay. And you want to be brief. Okay. I don't need to tell you my 20-year story and every day what I did and what I ate, and all this and that. You want to keep it brief. Okay. Share with her a little about you that relates to her. Okay. So, the person my customer I was talking to earlier today, she's a mom. She has children with some extra medical needs right now. And I was able to say, I understand with having a son of special needs of, how I don't say the heartache, but just the extra struggles you see your kids go through. Like, I understand like what that is. But what relates to her, or if I was talking to Marnie and I was like, oh my gosh, like you have kids in school too, or where you can relate to her. Or Marnie, you have grandchildren, right? Okay. So when I was younger, before I was married and had kids, it was hard for me to relate to a lot of my prospects because I wasn't married or had kids or grandkids or anything of that sort. So I pulled other people's stories. So, oh my gosh, Marnie, like my friend Peggy, she has grandkids, and one thing she loves the most about her Mary Kay business is she has the flexibility to work her business around them, but also the positive environment that she can provide for them, and that I've learned from my Mary Kay business, like pulling other people's stories to help relate. Okay. Share with her facts about the Mary Kay opportunity that if she hasn't watched a Mary Kay video, like a video or things of that sort. I do love, can you grab me the marketing? Okay. On InTouch, you can get this, or you can actually order on section 2, but it's like the little starter kit flyer. So it's showing the 4 points. Okay. So when I was talking to my customer earlier today, I just hit these bullet points. Okay. I'm through in a little bit about, like it says, it fits your life, the flexibility. So I shared how about the flexibility or the extra money. Like I gave a little points of how I wasn't just reading from it, but I was also kind of incorporating a little bit like how this could help her, or how this relates to me, or things of that sort. Okay. Number 3 is follow up on the information she has just heard. So ask her, what 2 things you heard in the video or that I just shared with you impressed you or surprised you that, or you just didn't realize about Mary Kay? If you could ask me any 2 questions about the Mary Kay business opportunity, what would you want to ask me? And then maybe like, oh, I'm totally not interested, in doing this. Well, that's okay. Can you just ask me some questions to help me with my training? And if you don't know the answer, my friend, write it down and then come back to her later and reach out to your director and find out the answer to it, and then call her back. Okay. The next is, if you were considering doing this, why would you be great at this? Let her compliment herself. What do you think you would enjoy the most from Mary Kay business? How could you and your family benefit from you having a Mary Kay business? Oh, you're growing your self-confidence. How would that affect your family? Oh my gosh, they would actually then growing in their self-confidence too. Okay. All right. Number 4 is ask her for her decision. So what would you rate your current interest level in starting Mary Kay business? Are you A, absolutely, like sign me up. We got nothing to lose, everything to gain. B is I'm borderline, book me for a second appointment. I'd love to chat more so I can make the best educated decision for myself. And C is customer. This could be for me later down the road. I'll be a talent scout for you in the meantime. If she's a B or C, ask her what it would take her to move up and give it a try. What would you need to know? Invite her to your next event. Okay, whether it's virtual or in person. Where can you plug her in on that layering chart we talked at the very beginning? And then number 5 is leave her with her next step to invite to like a unit guest event if your director should follow up with, or to welcome her to your team. Now, you're going to get objections, okay? Just expect them, okay? And what I have found when it comes to overcoming objections, if she's like, oh my gosh, girl, I am not the sales type. You're like, oh, hey, well, tell me, Marnie, what did you love best about the product? I mean, you just bought the whole like miracle set. Like I didn't sell it. You fell in love with it. What I have found is sometimes when you're overcoming the objections, you re-ask the question or word it a little bit differently, and they're going to come up with the answer. Their answer is going to be the best answer. I mean, if you would say, I'm too busy, I don't have time. You know, I could give you 5 gazillion great ways, you know, to do that. But if I would say in return, hey, if I could teach you how to do this business on 3 to 5 hours a week, would it be worth it to you? If I could teach you how to do this business on 3 to 5 hours a week, would it be worth to you? Okay. You know, people are going to find time for what is important for them. So an example of this, when I went to Columbus for college, which was 2 hours away from my home. And my first year I came home every weekend because I love my family and things of that sort. And then after I lived there for 4 or 5 years. And as time grew on, it became to where I wasn't traveling as much as I just honestly got tired of traveling. I just got tired of those 2-hour one-way drives. And so I wanted to build a life in Columbus, but I would come home for like family gatherings, you know, Christmas, of course, would spend the night, but it's typically a 1-day trip. Okay. Well, I met my husband online. Now my husband the house we live in is actually a house he grew up in. To my parents' house, is 10 minutes away. And you know where this is going, right? Okay. My weekends started to become the point of where like mom and dad saw me every weekend, but not just Friday to Sunday night. It came like Thursday to Monday or something to the point where I just bought my house 9 months prior to meeting my husband. I put it up for rent because I just literally bought it, so I couldn't sell it. I moved in my parents' house back in my little bedroom where I had a nice big house. So I could be close to him. Why? Because it was important to me to be around him. All right. So you're going to find time for what's important to you. Okay. So, you know, kind of like, you know, asking questions, things of that sort. The other thing I'll kind of share with you is, as you kind of like move up the career path. Okay. So you start out where you are a senior consultant and you're making a fit. Everybody who is a consultant and can make a 50% discount off the products we sell. Okay. Then sorry, my mind just went blank. Okay. The next position up is senior consultant. And senior consultant is where you have 1 active team members. So what active means is they place a minimum of a 225 order in that month or in the following 2 calendar months, or the previous 2 calendar months, if that makes sense. So you're active right now in the month of June if you place a 225 wholesale order in April, May, or June. Okay. If you place a 225 order in June, then you got June, July, and August. They do it based on calendar months, because otherwise it'd be like a nightmare for us all to track. Okay. And you can make a 4% commission off of what your team members earn. Okay. And that'll be you can have it direct deposited, or you can get where it goes on like a debit card for you. You'll want to go on InTouch and have that set up. Okay. And you also can get a team building cash bonus, like when you add Great Start team members. Okay. Next, we have the Start Team Builder, and that's where you get the really cool red jacket. And that's where you have 3 or more active team members on your team. At this point, you can make a 4, 6, or an 8%. And you can also make a team building cash bonus as well. Then at Team Leader, this is where you have 5 team members or more on your team. All right. And you can make a 9 or 13%. Okay. In which you can start going in qualification to earn a free car. And then 8 is a future sales director. And that's where you have 8 team members on your team, you make 9 to 13% commission. And then you're also eligible to make commission off of your team members. Okay. And with this, so I love the career path, and it's really cool. If you're not in your red jacket, you want to get in your red jacket, because it's like Mary Kay Military, Mary Kay Brownies. You can tell in the room like who is, where at in the career path and things of that sort. And besides, you don't have to figure out what you're going to wear to the next event. You just wear your jacket, in fact, which is cool. And when you move into a red jacket, you also have the opportunity to grow in your leadership skills, setting you up for success. And I've seen ladies get promotions at their jobs because of the skills and leadership stuff they've acquired with their Mary Kay business. Okay. Also, want to talk about if you are a brand new consultant and you're in your Great Start period. So your Great Start period is the month you join in the following 3 calendar months. So if you joined in March, you would have March, April, May, and June for your Great Start period. If you joined in June, your Great Start period would be June, July, August, September. Okay. And during this period, your Great Start period, when you add new team members and she hits 600 wholesale, so she becomes Great Start qualified before the end of your Great Start period, then you can get $200 worth of product bonus bundles. So you have $220 worth of like free product from the company, plus you get a $50 cash bonus. Who can get excited about that? Okay. And that free product that you're gonna be getting, my friends, that's going to increase your profits. Okay. For your business. How exciting is that? Okay. Let me just check here. Okay. So Marnie, do you have any questions, or what was the takeaway from today?
I think the best takeaway, well, first, I never had heard about the pink. So that was that's a great help, for party. And then just the breakdown for the career chat. I've never had that.
Perfect.
Okay. So I'll definitely be going back and looking at the recording to make sure I caught all of it. But the career chat, everybody always says, just call your director and have her do it. Well, I'm in Kentucky right now. My director's in California. And so, like last week, Amy had asked me, does your director have something like this? And my director doesn't.
Gotcha.
And so this has been a big help for me, because I had never, when I worked the first 2 weeks with Francine, no, what's her name? The
Paulina?
first lady, Paulina. Yeah, her last, Paulina. When I had there's some of the things that she had said there were things that I never had heard before about managing your own money and bookings, you know. So
Gotcha.
that was really a big help for me. And this is a great help having, because, you know, to have somebody call my director for a career chat, that's 3 hours difference.
Gotcha.
And that can be kind of a, you know, a problem for people. So now I can at least, because they say, go take them for coffee. And it's like, yeah, but what do you talk about?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
I could talk about the business, but these are great ideas. So I really appreciate it,
Yeah.
Monica.
You are welcome. So I have 3 questions that I'll have you jot down, and then you can text
Okay.
your director the question / the answer. So for the first question, I want to ask you is when okay, first question I asked is, why do we want to recruit? Why do we want to recruit?
Okay.
Number 2, I want you to share with your director how many layers it took you before you signed up.
Okay.
And then number 3 is, I want you to share with her 5 people that you want to share the opportunity with, who you would be honored to work with. You would kick yourself if she was on somebody else's team. So 1 was, why do you want to recruit?
Yep.
Number 2 is, how many layers did you have before you signed up? And then number 3 is, what was number 3?
Number 3
Sorry.
was the 5 people you would be honored to recruit.
Yes. Thank you. See, you two can earn pink Cadillac and be the queen. And yes.
Well,
So.
This has been a busy week for you with all the kids in camp and.
Yes, I gotta go pick them up in a little bit.
Yeah, little Miss Sarah having time alone.
Yes.
It's just like having them back in school for her, though.
Yep. So
I love seeing her in her little pink car.
Yes, she loves her little pink car. So, well, Marnie, it was a pleasure having you on here today. Next week will be our class number 4, where we're going to be talking about customer service, PCP, reinvesting the 60/40, showing you the money, special deals, birthdays, and more. So, okay.
Wonderful. Okay, I'll be there.
Right.
All right,
All right,
thanks,
I'll talk to you
Monica.
soon, my friend. Yep,
Bye.
bye.